Good morning, everybody. Let me get me on so I can see if anybody pops on. There we are. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. And I am trying something new, and this I'm gonna have to throw away this piece of wood because it just did not cut well. It's very intricate, and I think I had my speed on way too powerful because it burned some of the intricate cuts. So I have to. So I'm thinking about right now a sort of a diorama. So cut out some figures, then create a scene. You know, my creative juices are just going like crazy right now. Yeah. But this requires, well, doubt if anybody will really buy it. Oh well, what can you do? It's so much easier to do 2D than it is 3D. So, Robert, you should have your stuff today. It's out for delivery. So that's good. I do have I have the canvas of your unicorn here. So I'm waiting for some product because I have some really cool things to do with this canvas. And it's going to look really cool. It's going to look really cool when it's done. But then again, you know, what's in your head? What's in your head is not necessarily what is on the canvas. But this, I gotta throw this one away because did not work out. But I'm thinking if I make it a 12 by 12 base, that wouldn't work out. So what I'm thinking about on a diorama, a 3D scene, you know, that I'm thinking about getting a piece of wood, you know, a live edge piece of wood, and then engraving that piece of wood for slots, and then slide these down into those slots. And do that. My brain is going crazy right now when it comes to stuff like this. You know, it's just part of it. Robert, good morning. Yeah, this is the canvas of the unicorn. Wait. It's the canvas of the unicorn. So there's lots of stuff we're going to do to this. This is just sort of the canvas. Sort of like when I created the dragon. You know, basically it looked like this, but you know, in the end it totally changed. So this is going to change with some pretty interesting material, including powder coat, which I have on order. And so it's going to look I think it's going to look really, really, really cool. Never know. You never know. You know, it's the first time working with powder coat. Technically, it should be pretty easy. But nothing, I mean, sort of like that one screw on your engine. But your package is out for delivery right now. So it will be arriving anytime. Let's see. Still out for delivery. So it is going to arrive anytime. I went to Lake of the Woods yesterday. My lake is not frozen. And we're doing sort of a honor boutique at my home today. So I'm putting my stuff out and people come and pay what they want. And and it's very risky, really risky to do that. And but it should be pretty, should be fun. Maybe make some new friends. Sit out there, serve coffee for free, and really nice. So, but yeah, this is. It looks pretty cool. It really does look really cool. We'll do a few animals like this, and then I'll take a piece of natural wood. I might put a river in the middle of it with, like a resin, a blue resin, and put some rocks in the river. Just sort of, I just want to do something a little bit more 3D. Yeah. Then sort of build up, plant life, around this area here. And could be like a moss or something like that you can get from the store, and just sort of build that up as a full 3D, diorama on a piece of natural wood. So maybe I'll go for a hike later today and see if I can't find me a piece of wood out on the trails. So we've got a lot of trails. We've got lots of wood. And then it's just a matter of, cutting and drilling. And hanging on a lure stand, but don't know my local laws for roadside offerings. That's cool. Well, you know what? An honor stand. We went to one just a couple days ago, and I bought some really good stuff. It was food, and it was an honor stand. In a little town outside of Klamath called Keno, and they had these what they call cowboy candy. It's basically candied jalapenos. Oh my goodness! I've almost eaten them all already. So good. And then there was this rum vanilla extract that my wife has fallen in love with. And it's just, there's, prices there, and there's a box, and you put your money in the box. And I was just talking to my wife about having an honor stand for my crafts. And, people in small towns, they're pretty honest. There are those that would take advantage of such a thing, but for the most part, you're going to be okay. So 9 to 6, I'll be out on my porch, to greet some people, and then when I'm there, I'm there, and when I'm not, I'm not. And people will just pick something from my crafts and pay what they want, for it. And then put it in my high security cardboard box. I'm a big cat fan, you guys, you know that. So I got I'm making these little peekaboo cats. Little peekaboo cats. There's one that looks around a corner. There's one that looks over something. They're so cute. Put these throughout your house. To be honest, it's adorable. They're adorable. I have several of my cat, offerings in my house, and I just think they're adorable. And I don't know, I just like them. So I'm just, I think I'll go for a little walk today and see if I can't find some wood. And I'm going to move this thing over and put something else in the cutter and an engraver. But yeah, I do have some pretty cool plans for this unicorn. And there's some things I'm going to do to this that I've never done before. So so I'm looking up horses right now to sort of get me an idea of how to colorize and paint the head Of course, unicorns are like white. So I mean, it's like and when you're working with white, you're working with white scales. So when I paint white, you need to go with that shading. You got to vary, your you got to vary the grayscale of white. White is really hard to work with. Okay. Trying to get something white to look realistic is, well, it's a challenge. And the hair is going to be easy. The mane is going to be real easy because I'm going to use a powder coat. And so we're going to put that powder coat inside here and then really heat this thing up. And that'll melt the powder paint and get it to settle down and really do something really cool, I hope. I think I've engraved it deep enough. And then, before I do the powder coat, I have to paint this. And that's what I'm researching right now. And if something's got to, when I do something, as an artist, you got to sort of like, in your mind, you got to plan it. What's the base coat? What's the next coat? What's the top coat? How is it going to affect the overall coats? The nice thing is I burned it pretty good, and so I've got a natural shading, in here, so you can see the burn right here, right here, and so I've got a natural shading on that, and so I'm hoping that when I paint this, some of that shading actually comes out, and sort of leaks through that white paint. And so this will be airbrushed. This will be airbrushed, not hand brushed, although it'll have a combination of using, artist brush on it, especially around the eye. And, and there are some things in here that I have to really, get very detailed with. So, looking forward to it. I love horses. The dragon, let me tell you, I've gotten so many comments on that dragon, and it is, people are just in awe. So he's gonna really love that dragon. It looks better in person than than it does in the photo. It just does. Everything does. Everything looks better in person than it does in the photo. He's gonna love that. So and I hope that whatever I do with this unicorn, you will like and she will like. So, like I told you, artists are very insecure people. It's not just the time we put in the piece, physically. It's the time we put in the piece mentally. That really is a big... Thanks, buddy. Thank you. And then when we present it to you, like today, you're going to get Kat and Tay's wedding present and Amelia's little gifts. And, I'm scared to death they won't like it. I think it turned out beautiful. My wife loves it. I'm sure you will, but I just worry, that, such a special day, your wedding day. And a wedding gift is, well, most of them are forgotten. I'll tell you. Most are forgotten. We had 300 people at our wedding 37 years ago. And I've forgotten most of those gifts. But there were a couple gifts that kind of stand out. And one of them was our wedding invitations. Was something, I was a starving artist back then. And a fellow artist, Franny, she created this budding rose, or a blooming rose. And so another, Roma, she had a press. So she engraved the blooming rose, and then we pressed our invitations onto fibrous paper, and those were our invitation. Then we airbrushed them a little bit just to get the rose to stand out. When you create things, I think, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's those things that are made, I find more memorable. My wife probably not so much. I painted a beautiful picture that got, 2 decades later got ruined. She didn't really blink twice, and I made her a secretary, and she gave that away. So maybe it's just me. I think creative people appreciate the things that are created for them more so. Maybe that's what it is. But I can remember, Franny making that picture and then getting it engraved in the metal, and then us over at Roma's place in her little shop. We were all artists, and we were pressing our invitations, and then we would cut our invitations sort of to follow the curvature of the blooming rose, and then we just take an airbrush and just mist it and try to getting it to stand out. And I have it framed up in my bedroom, actually. So I've always been an artist, good or bad. I've always done art from a child. In kindergarten, when I was 4, I was drawing, and I think when I was 8, I was 8 years old, I wrote my first play. And back then, think about this, this is 1971 or so, I created a storyboard for the play, and with pictures and everything. And then my teacher, she took photos of it, and then we made it sort of a slideshow type thing for the class. And then, that wasn't enough. I was inspired, and my buddies in the neighborhood, Jason Perkins, he had a treehouse in his backyard. And so we put on a play in his backyard. It was so cute, that I wrote. And we had a curtain, with basically blankets over a rope. Can you imagine? Okay, we were like 8, 9 years old. Okay, that's how old we were. 8, 9 years old. And we went door to door, and we were selling tickets. Jason had a little sister. Okay, she was probably about 3 or 4. She sold popcorn to the people. We set up the chairs, and we practiced, in his treehouse, and sort of a, stranded island type of thing, Robinson Crusoe thing. It was so funny, and people actually showed up. Those little sisters out there, giving, selling popcorn. We had to have, snacks. We trying to make money. We sold the tickets, I don't know, for $1 or something. This is 71, 72, and so from a forehead scratch and an inspiration from Amy, I would have made it much more ornate, but keep it simple. Very sweet. my mom's favorite flower was Daisy. So we put on this extravaganza. And the neighbors, I think there was like 5 neighbors that showed up or something like that. I don't think my mom did. I don't think my mom was working. Mom was always working. Of course, Jason's parents were there. He was a ranger. His dad flew a helicopter, so it was really cool. And his mom was there, and but it was, I mean, it was one of those childhood memories, that we did something out of the box to earn money. I mean, back then, that's what kids do. We did everything, anything to earn a buck, because a buck was a lot of money back then. I mean, I would take my quarter and go to the local, little store, and buy candies or little toys or balsa wood gliders that would break after about 5 flights. And, whatever we could buy, we earned. And it was just, when we were kids, that's what we did. And then when I remember getting $1 for my allowance as a teenager, or early teens, and we'd go to the record store and we'd flip through the 45s, and because they were all $1. And so we'd flip through the 45s and pick a top 40 record, play it all the time. And once in a while, you got lucky with a good flip side, like, We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You, where they're always played together nowadays. That's because they were flip sides on the 45. It was one and the other. So We Are the Champions became the first hit, and then We Will Rock You became a follow-up hit because it was the flip side. Usually you get a garbage song, and normally you did. But in that case, we played both sides of the 45. That was fun. Good memories growing up. And I was talking to my little brother. And, we've had our traumas growing up. Things were not always pie in the sky stuff. And Nick dealt with his trauma differently than I did. Me, I dove into other stuff, money making and ventures and my creativity. Nick didn't have that. Nick never was a creative guy. He was a good salesman. Nick, one thing about our family, all 4 of us, we're all very good salespeople. But only, my oldest sister, Chris, and I are the creative ones in the family. And Nick and Grace are not. And Grace is getting married. March 22nd, I'll be down in Pismo Beach, and we'll be attending her wedding. Wow. I know. I haven't met the guy yet. And, oh yeah, the answer's in the middle button. Yep. Yeah, the 45 adapters. Yeah, the 45 adapters. They're called 45 adapters. Yep. Little funny looking things. 45 adapters. I have a bunch of 45s behind me, actually. It's on the wall. You guys seen them. And my sister's getting married. Gosh. How old is Grace now? 60. She's 67, 68 right now. And so her last husband passed away. Bob was one of the nicest guys, and a man's man. Everybody loved Bob, and unfortunately, he got Alzheimer's, dementia very young, and eventually it led to other things, and it took his life. And he's, you know, he's such a nice guy. Um, he was pretty cool, very giving, very loving, like my sister. And I don't know what this her new husband's like. He's well-to-do, I guess. Got homes all over the place, so hopefully, I don't care how much they own. I just want them to take care of my sisters with great respect. The metal button on the floorboard for the high beams. You got it. Kids don't even know what a clutch is anymore. I mean, my truck's got a clutch, and I've got two sticks, basically because it's a 4x4. So you got high, low, and then of course disengage. My tranny for towing. Hey, buddy, Style 66 is here. I was making something, but then it didn't turn out, so I had to stop it and sort of throw that thing away. But this morning I'll be on my porch, so we'll probably do a live out there too. And hopefully people show up. Hopefully people show up on my porch. Basically they're going to come and buy my stuff and give me what they think it's worth. It's the last weekend before. This is procrastination, the procrastination purchase weekend. All those people that waited to the last minute for the holidays. So I went to Lake of the Woods and gave gifts to everybody at Lake of the Woods yesterday. So, and that was a lot of fun. It's always fun to give gifts. It's my favorite thing to do, is give stuff. I mean, it just is. And Robert, he's going to get a package any minute not for him though. It's for people he loves. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Amelia and Kat and Tay, respond to it. I made some bookmarks yesterday on steampunk. I like steampunk, but nobody else likes steampunk as much as I do. I mean, my family does. And it's the only clock that hasn't sold is the steampunk clock. That is a nice looking clock. I mean, I worked hard on that thing. But I want to do more with steampunk, but if nobody buys it, then what's the point? If nobody really wants steampunk. But I love cogs and the plumbing and stuff like that. The water is nice, but not nice enough. I mean, I was at Lake of the Woods, and it's got about half the lake is frozen, but it's not, you can't get out there yet, but half the lake is frozen. And that gives me hope because we have a storm coming in today. Although if it rains up there, it'll destroy the ice. So, but it's going to rain here in Klamath this morning and over the next few days, but then we'll have snow later in the week. And it might be raining. Oh, it is raining right now because my bricks are wet. So it's raining right now. Let's see what it's like up there. Okay, it's snowing up there, I think. So let's take a look at the, I might be able to see it on the lake cam. Let's see if we can see some flurries in front of the camera. Let's see what we can see here. Yeah, it's snowing up there right now. So that's a good indicator. So it's snowing at the lake right now. So, hey. It was Waiting for ice. It was, oh, yeah. I'm waiting for ice, too. Yep, I'm in Klamath Falls. Yep, that's where I am. Hey, hurting. Hurting for sturgeon. Gotta love it. Yes, I'm in Klamath Falls. And I'm opening up my patio this week, today at 9 a.m. for sort of an honor sale of my products. And so people come to my home and they will come to my home and give me what they want to give me for anything that they want to buy. And it'll be nice. And free coffee. And I serve really good coffee. If you want, you can sit down, we'll make friends, and it'll be nice. Oh, you're in Troutdale. Yep. You're always welcome at my house hurting for sturgeon or fishing or whatever you want to do. I've never caught a sturgeon, although out of the Yuana, which is right in front of my house, I live right next to the Link River, which is like the world's shortest river. And the Yuana, they got a 300-pounder out of the Yuana one is the limit, or is the record out of Yuana for a sturgeon. So, yeah. Yeah, Troutdale's where they actually print my book. This right here. This one. This one is sort of but this, I think it was, actually my Klamath Falls one and my fishing one, they're printed in Troutdale. So, yeah. So they're printed there, and those are for sale too on my patio. My books. So, kind of cool. Yeah, I love, Klamath Falls is a nice little town. It's just, I looked at hundreds of towns to retire in, and I picked this one. And my home, this is the first real basement I've ever had, and it's massive. And I love the neighbors, and then the people. It's all mom and pop stores in town, and we're getting a Winco. That's going to be exciting, which is a big grocery store. We used to shop at Winco's in Fresno, and so that'll be nice. Hey, it's big enough to have good stuff, but not too small. Let's change that. Go to Hood River, to the spit, walk to the very end point and cast straight out. I've got on over 60 sturgeon in the last 2 months over there. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's just a butt ugly fish, It's a dinosaur fish. Styles, where's that? It does have a small town vibe. I have a radio show, which, in fact, we'll post the radio show later today from last night. And I talk a little bit about the history of Link River. Because, a lot of people, Link River is more of a spillway. That connects Upper Klamath to Yuana. It's more of a spillway. Why it's called a river, I don't know. And the rapids is the falls that Klamath Falls are named after. But the rapids. It's the funniest thing. People come to Klamath Falls like, where's the waterfall? Well, you see those rocks? That's it. It's just, what can you do? We're minimalists. This town was called Linkville. Nobody went to Linkville, which is Link River. This is Linkville. So they changed it to Klamath Falls, and people started to pay attention to the little town. So, well, let's go see the Klamath Falls. It's kind of a lackluster. So, yeah, he's up north. Troutdale's up north. But that's where they print my books. That does where they print. My an old high school buddy lives in Portland, and actually I have several very old friends that moved to Portland, and Charlie and I were in the high school band together back down in Lompoc, and it was, we had. He came down here for a vacation, and took him to a car show, took him fishing, and it was really good to hook up with Charlie again, and then when we're up in Portland, we'll have dinner, and it's funny. It is funny. You meet somebody from high school. I think the core person never changes. Either you're good or you're not. You're nice or you're not. I don't think you can learn niceness later in life. And Charlie is one of those guys that was a really good guy, in school. And he's still a really good guy today. Looks a lot better than I do, though. We're at the same age. Charlie looks great. He got fat and broken. Yeah, look at you guys. It's amazing, they up in he's got the Columbia River and stuff, and the Hood River, and Mount Hood. I bought a car from a guy in Sandy, Oregon, which is right at the base of Mount Hood, and I was living in Fresno at the time, and I bought it on eBay. I had just sold my '69 Dodge Charger, and I bought his on eBay. I sold my Charger on eBay, and I flew up to Portland, and I drove over to Sandy, and it's really, you really don't know. And it was a Volkswagen bus. It was a Riviera version, which is very rare, and it was an automatic, which makes it one of the closest one-offs I've ever. I think it was one of 5 made. It is really rare bus. And this guy was a fire dancer, and they have tribes. And so this guy, dreadlocks, the whole 9 yards, and he plays with fire. That was one of the coolest buses. It really was. I picked it up. You couldn't even hear. Usually with a Volkswagen, you hear a. Yeah, that's what a bus, Volkswagen sounds like. This engine was quiet. You could not hear it. It ran so good, and I drove it from Sandy all the way down to Fresno, and but with an automatic, you don't go up hills very well. I think a couple squirrels, I think, beat me up on the grade. And I'm looking at the temperature and stuff. I was like, I'm like going, I was like in the bike lane and bikes were passing me. You need a stick. Okay. But won a lot of awards. Loved it. Although going from 69 Dodge Charger at 600 horsepower to that was culture shock. Let's hook into it. Yeah, it is a dinosaur. I'd love to come up there and fish with you, Hurton. I would love to come up there and fish with you. I've never caught a sturgeon. I've never fished the Hood River either. So it's like 5 hours. It's 5 or 6 hour drive between me and you. And that'd be a fun trip. Really would be a fun trip. So yeah, it would. That'd be fun. Where are you at, Style? Where are you at? Where's Style at? I didn't see it where he was at. He went to that one town. Huh. Be fun to have sort of a get together of viewers. That would be fun. That would be fun. I mean, although I'm a very unhealthy person, I will tell you that my lungs suck, and my knees have been broken many times. It just, I'm kind of a wreck, but I love the outdoors. God, I love the outdoors, and there's nothing more enjoyable. You're up the road from me? Where? Well, you got to stop by the house this morning or today. Stop by the house today. 221 Washington. Stop by. We'll talk fishing. Last video, I got my buddy and his dad, who's 70, on their first sturgeon. It was 9 foot, 350. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. I went steelhead fishing for the first time this year, and it was a blast. We did the Rogue River, and my wife bought me a guided trip, and it was wonderful. Caught 2 nice, beautiful steelhead and about half a dozen rainbow trout. And oh, I met you at Sportsman's. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know you. I know you. Yeah. Well, I got lots of stuff on my patio. I've been making up more and more stuff. And a lot of bookmarks. So bookmarks are a great little gift. So that I have some phone holders. I got some art. I got some spinners, all handmade. No 2 spinners are the same. And I haven't started making my baits yet. I'll start making baits next month, and getting my bait collection all done up for the spring. And so a lot of I do have a couple reels out there. I think 4 reels, fishing reels, a fly fishing one, a couple spinning reels, 1 bait caster, right-handed. And I do have some fly fishing stuff, tying. I've got 3 vices out there on the patio, and some very expensive fly fishing tools. Like $40, $50 pieces. Whatever people want to pay for them is fine. And let me see what else I got out there. I'm trying to think. A lot of magnets. I got some knives, some wallets, multi-tool. A little of this, little of that out there. And then, of course, anybody that wants me to make something, they can just, tell me what they want, and I'll make something for them. Like Robert. I mean, I did that dragon, for Robert. And I've got this unicorn that, I've basically just created the canvas on the unicorn. And so this is going to look totally different. This is basically just a canvas. It's engraved into the wood. It's a beautiful piece of wood. And then I'll be filling it with colors. And airbrushing some of it, hand painting some of it, filling it with some powder coating. And, the horn, I've got some really neat ideas to go with that horn. Got some really neat ideas to do something with this. And then we'll get a nice, beautiful finish on it. Beautiful finish on it. It'll look really good, I think, when it's done. At least it does in my head. Like I said, everything looks good in my head. It's when it comes out of the head, that's when it doesn't look so good. And then we're going to go for a walk today, I think. And then Depends on the weather, of course. But I'm going to look for a piece of wood so I can make a really neat diorama. What did you get? I have an order to pick up at 8 a.m. Oh. Here? No, not here. Because I'm not expecting anybody at 8 a.m. Oh, you got to go pretty soon. You know, the nice thing about Klamath is like everything's 10 or 15 minutes away from you. And, you know, if you run into traffic here, it's because somebody's doing some farming and the combine is on the road. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I moved here from Los Angeles, and I used to drive the 405 all the time. And it's a parking lot, you know, 2.5, 3.5 hours to go get to work and back. You know, one way, 2.5 to 3.5 hours. It was just crazy. And you get used to it. You just get used to it. It's wild. Really wild. But yeah, hopefully, you know, we can sell some of the stuff on my porch. And then we'll use some of that money to I need to buy hooks and you know, some of the hardware for my baits. And so when I start painting them, I can fit them up and get those done, you know, the next 3 months. You know, this crafting stuff will go to the wayside until, I guess, February? Was that? Yeah, 14th is Valentine's Day, so people buy gifts for their loved ones then, and we'll make sure that we got stuff, you know, for them. Yeah. I haven't even followed football anymore. I don't even know what the Super Bowl's shaping up to look like. I have no idea, you know. I stopped watching football when it became political, you know, when they started taking a knee and making all this fuss about stupid things, you know. You know, it's just give me a game. You know, football's supposed to be enjoyable. It's an escape. It's no big deal. You know, just give me the game. You know, if somebody wants to wear a MAGA hat, don't fine them. You know, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. So I stopped watching football altogether, and I don't want politics and issues to get in there, unless the issue is, you know, a bad call. Okay, that's just part of the game. Although it was really cool the other night, Thursday night, when they did the free kick. I saw that on replays on YouTube. And first free kick in 50 years that's been successful, although somebody tried in 2019, but they missed. So they said that the players didn't even know what was going on. It's a seldom used rule, and but he nailed it. You know, 57-yard kick and sailed right through. So that's pretty cool. And I guess it was a really good game, you know. Good comeback. So sometimes you miss a good one. But like I said, I don't I don't watch football anymore. I always take a knee for dip-ups, for my dip-ups. Yeah, me too. As soon as I can get some ice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Oh, man. I was up there yesterday, and, you know, the lake's beautiful, but half the lake is frozen. Half the lake is frozen, and I just... yeah, yours is still out for delivery. But, yeah, it's got some snow falling, very light right now up at Lake of the Woods. So we're just keeping an eye on it. And, you know, I know everybody and the owners up there, of course. I'm on staff. I just don't work up there except for the fishing events. So they keep me on staff instead of firing me all the time. So they keep me on staff. I get an employee discount. Best pizza in the area. It's the best pizza in the area. Really good pizza. Man, it's good pizza. And, but yeah, yesterday it was fun to just see an employee and give them a gift. Yesterday I felt like, Santa Claus, I guess, because I'm fat and round and I'm gray. But it's so much fun to give something to somebody. All your equipment is rigged. Well, I don't use tip ups because I ain't running when I see the flag go up. Because I don't run anymore. I don't use tip ups. I have 2 holes in my tent. One for the fish finder, one for my rod. I got caught in a whiteout up there last time I was up there. Oh, well, but you're in a tent. Rent a tent. Their tents are dirt cheap, although I have my own. But, I mean, yeah, I love going up there and, ice fishing all day. The tent gets real warm and you got music going, you got your fish finder. I have a lazy chair, basically it's a folding chair, but lays out and I could take a nap if I want. It's nice. It's cushy. And it's made for fat people. I like it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that didn't turn out very well. This poor thing this thing just burned up. I used the same settings for this other one. See, burned up around the head, and it was like, that wasn't going to look good, so I stopped it. I can still use pieces of this wood for other things, but this didn't turn out very good. This type of cut is very, very delicate. So this one I'm going to have to go. But see, this is pretty thick wood. It wasn't cutting completely through. So I might have to do 2 passes on this. And you can do that. You can do 2 passes. Just, sort of go halfway and then halfway down again. So this is the other one. This is the piece of wood for the other one. It looks pretty cool, actually. Looks really cool, actually. Use it as a spray stencil and do some really fun things with it that way. You never know. Another thing, too, with my machine is that I'm able to make stencils. So, here's a stencil here, and then I can wrap this around, my baits and then and create scales. And look, I'm out of focus. Look at that. I hate my autofocus. Good old autofocus. You can fix it though. No, you can't configure the video for that because I'm using a different program. Oh my goodness. Alright, there it is, and there it is. Boop. Boop. Focus. Hocus pocus, and I'm now in focus. There you go. Back in focus. But yeah, this is, these little, I cut these through the wood, and they become flexible. And then I can use these as a stencil for my baits, and I can and get nice patterns, and I can cut lots of different ones of these and do some really neat things with it. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, it's actually when you cut all these little cuts in it, it becomes flexible. Your wood, and really nifty. So I put a little, hole in there, and then I can hang these up through, string and do stuff like that. And then I've got, where is it? Oh yeah. And then I made just like fish stencils, for stripes and stuff like that. And so, it's like a perch. And then you make them different sizes for different size blanks. So really nifty little. Yeah, so I could do a lot of things with the machine besides make products. I can make things that help me to paint products. So really a versatile thing to own for a guy who likes to create. So yeah, this is wild and crazy. These hinge, the hinge cuts, because I can make boxes. I can make some really cool stuff with this. So, oh, you'd love a sturgeon stencil? Oh, I can make you a sturgeon stencil. That's easy. Let me make you a sturgeon stencil. There's my email down below, buddy. Just send me whatever you want. We'll get it up to you. Just send me an email. Just put down, special request or something like that in the header, so it can differentiate itself from every other email that I have. And then I'll star it and make you something. But yeah, you can tell me what you want. I mean, Robert does. Robert does. I mean, although Robert gives me a lot of creative, freedom, and that scares me, but also makes it more fun for me. That is a lot more fun when I have creative freedom. But I can do anything. I remember I did this one contest where a custom lure for somebody, and the little boy won it, and he sent me a Crayola picture of his lure, and I painted it just like his Crayola, and sent it to him. He was in England, and he lives in England, and I sent him a bunch of other stuff, $30 to ship something to England, and he deserved a lot more stuff, including he got my Sci-Fi books too, and so he got a really fun gift package. Like I said, I like giving stuff. Hey, Scott. I used my laser to put Yoda on a piece of toast. That's awesome. That really is awesome. And you can do that with this. I mean, you can do anything you want with this thing. It is, it's kind of addicting in a way. You go through a lot of wood. Lots of wood. And it is, like I said, it just gives you a whole new world to create stuff. There's only a 12-watt machine. I would love to have a 48, 70-watt machine. And a larger bed. This one's like 12 by 14. So I would like to have something with a pass-through, so I could make some really big stuff. One day, maybe. And, this thing's already paid for itself, I think. And so, if I get, the big deal is fume extraction. You cannot own one of these things without a good fume extractor, or else you're just going to kill yourself. I have PayPal. I just shoot me an email, my friend. Grant asked Grandpa Santa for a sketchbook, so I got him pencils, stencils, and multiple sketchbooks and rulers. Awesome. You have to encourage creativity. You just got it, because kids nowadays, they just play video games. They're not real creative. Although my kids, they like Dungeons and Dragons. That's quite a creative game. Really creative game because it's all made up storylines. And I kind of started that with them when they were little kids, before I had my aneurysm. But their bedtime story was, it was sort of a made up game or story. I'd play a character and I had puppets. They'd have a puppet, and we have to come up with a storyline, their side, my side, and then we'd create the story before they went to sleep. And that was a lot of fun. Kids grow up though, but the kids, they remember some of that, but it's kind of stuck because they still write stories today. So it's really nice. So, but yeah, just shoot me an email, Sturgeon, and we'll make something for you. I mean, if you want a stencil, if you want this or that, I mean, basically, I can take, a picture and trace it, make it a bitmap, edit it, and then, cut it. I do it all the time. When I see it, Amelia, for Robert, he sent me a picture of Amelia with a fish, a little girl, and so I put it in my photo editor, and then I removed the background. There was somebody else in the picture, removed that. We had to I created a higher contrast. Then, of course, I changed the DPI on it, and then put it in my machine, and then put her picture onto a couple things that I hope she enjoys. So you can, there's always things like that I can do. I like to do paintings with mine, where you paint different layers of colors. Oh yeah, on a canvas, then different layers to show the picture. Yes, I like that too, Scott. Well, with this, let's see, image, here it is. We'll just stick this here. Let me pop it up there. This was a Robert piece, and I do hand painting as well because I do paint lures, and I've always done paintings. Yeah, let me see what I got. Is it in downloads maybe? Oh yeah, here it is. And so basically I use the machine to carve a deep carve into a piece of wood, creating a canvas. And then I take a picture that, then I paint it by hand. And then with this one, I did an epoxy. So Robert wanted a dragon, and so I created this one. So that is a piece that I just finished for Robert, and now he wants a. So this is the canvas for the unicorn. So I've got some product coming for this, and because I got some ideas what to do with this, including powder coat. And so this will be this one will be a mix between powder coat and acrylics. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, that really turned out really good. It's just man, that's killer. I mean, I can't tell you how many people are just freaking out about that one, and they are just, Robert's, it's going to be so great. It is. It's going to be really cool. It just, sometimes what's in my head doesn't always relate to and so while I was painting this, because I was using brushes, and I'm like, I'm getting the shading here and this and that, and then I'll look at the picture of a dragon, and it's like, okay, we need, in the darker areas, we got to do this, and and so all that stuff. And then when you put the epoxy on, the resin on it, I wanted to build it up and create more of a 3D look, and so it looks like a 3D dragon, in front of this red background. And all right, thanks, buddy. I'll get to working on it. You'll have a good time. I'll have a good time making it for you. I really will. So yeah, this is just, and then I want to do just as good a justice with this. Although the dragon is a totally different beast, so the than a unicorn. So the unicorn, still going to be really vibrant, but it's just going to, it will not have the menacing features of that dragon. But the eye on the dragon. The that eye on that dragon is. Let's see if we can get it really close. Yeah, it just didn't turn out really good for the picture. I did give it more of a reptilian look. The it just didn't turn out very good in the photos. So, but it looks better in person. It looks a lot better in person. So. No problem, my friend. No problem. It's no problem. So, be a fun one to. But I've got to work on your unicorn too. So the unicorn will take a while. I don't think the power coat's due in until next week, and then I want to do some iridescence in it, and some color shifting, stuff. I want to do some really cool stuff on this unicorn. Unicorn is a mythical creature, so it'll be fun. Don't worry about it. You guys, my viewers are the best. You really are. And this is another nice thing about having an honor, sale on my at my house, is that I trust people. I really do. Oh yeah, no problem, no problem, Hurt. No problem. It's what I like to do. So when you guys give me stuff, to do, it makes my day. It just makes me have fun. You're fueling, an old broken guy with joy, and that's why I don't really haggle price anymore. People pay me what they want to pay me because I get so much from it. It kind of seems a little selfish when I ask for a lot of money for something. It just seems selfish. It's like I had so much fun doing it that I don't want to, whatever you do, whatever you do is fine with me. So, but yeah, that's going to be, these are a lot of fun to do. And then, a lot of these pieces of wood that I kind of, scraps, I'll use them for a palette. So I'll put paint here, and then there's one here that, you just put a little paint here, and then you mix it, and these become my painter's palette when I'm hand painting. I did a beautiful piece. I gave it as a gift to a young lady that kind of looks at me as a father figure at the lake, and it's a snowy owl in front of birch trees, and I paint it with a white powder. It's just beautiful. Turned out gorgeous, and then the eyes, of course, are yellow and black, which is why this has yellow and black on it. And so when I painted it, it turned out, well, I hope she enjoys it. She gets to work today, so when she gets to work, she'll see it, and hopefully she really enjoys it. And don't forget to hit like. Yeah, all things country. Yeah, I do a lot of country stuff. Yeah, I do a lot of country. Although I love my kitty cats. Kitty cats are so cute. So we can put the kitty cats up. I have a big Maine Coon, so I love kitty cats. Kitty cats are adorable. That's what I do. I like cats. Although he's upstairs. He was down here earlier, but... Yep. Gosh, I got a lot of stuff I got to do. And then I'm toying with electrifying it, putting LED lights on it. I did a dragon recently, and let me see if I got that. Pew, pew, pew. Dragon. It's probably, is it downloaded? No. Oh, maybe it's in pictures. I don't know where I put it. I did this whale, this humpback whale. This humpback whale I did, and I lit it up with blue and green, and so this is in a dark area, and actually there's blues and lots of other colors in the light, so it looks good in the light, and it also looks good in the dark. So just fun stuff I'm just playing with. Oh, more material. Thanks, Robert. It's very cool, Robert. Thank you very, very much, my friend. That's awesome. Yeah, but yeah, I just, I just have so much fun with this stuff. Yeah. Robert's super cool. That's why, I think I sent you a gift just cause one day. So you never know. If I have your address, you may just go to the mail and just find a little package from me. And again, it's my favorite thing to do. It is my favorite thing to do is to give stuff to people. And I think a gift when you don't expect it is more special than on a day that everybody expects a gift. And it kind of gets everybody in the gift-giving mood anyway this time of year, but it's just so much fun. With Robert, when I sent him the dragon and the unicorn, there'll be other stuff in the package because there always is. I got these really cool keychains. I've been making, and this one's got it's got an eagle on it, and really cool looking. So I like that one. I like eagles. I like birds. We had, I used to rehabilitate birds when I lived in Fresno, and mostly songbirds. But boy, I'd have 20 or 30 songbirds I'd be rehabilitating during the nesting season, and and some of them, and some adults, and we'd rehab them. So no problem. No problem. That's what I like to do. We'll get you more stuff. I don't think you have anything to hang on your wall. So you've been buying stuff for everybody else. And we're suggesting for everybody else. I haven't given you anything. So it wouldn't surprise me if something really cool was in with these, because these are gifts for somebody else, that you love, and that's why I worry so much when I create them, is that these are gifts for people you love, and so I'm gonna have to make something just for Robert, and again, total surprise. Total surprise. I gotta make some baits. I need to get some baits out. I've got a couple hundred blanks, and then I've got, of course, my molds. I'm actually thinking about buying another mold, but a 3-inch open pore mold. And I love, small little minnows are really, really effective. Instead of, I have my 6-inch, which is fantastic for catching big fish. But if you just want to go out and catch a bunch of fish, you need a 3-incher. And so when you do an open pour, you only do one at a time. So, I have to get several of those open pour molds. So it just makes it easier to make a package for people. And I have to buy 2 or 3 of them. In fact, let me see. They've been running specials. AI has, and AI Angling. There it is. And let's see what their special is today. Day 9. Gary's top 6. All orders over $75 might qualify for a chance to win something. And he's giving 10% off on some of these other ones, and that's it today. Although I have a cart, and because I got a BOGO, buy one and get one for 25% off. So that cart right there has got 2 of my 3-inch. So I'm basically waiting until, I'm looking every day on AI Angling, which is my favorite molds, and they make the best molds. And and I've bought lots of different molds, but these guys actually have the best molds. So keep checking and see if there's anything else. So I've been hanging your lures on my decoy shell. Okay. He does have some big ones, and big lures just get big fish. It's just the way it is. But if you want to catch a lot of fish, you got to go small. And I've been making flies. I've been tying flies, so that's a lot of fun too. So put some nice flies in there too. I mean, you could fly fish with a spinning outfit, so you could do it. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you. I want to thank you very much for popping in this morning. Thank you, Robert. And we'll get. Don't worry about these things. I know you're in no rush, and which gives me less pressure. I will look at that email, Sturgeon, and start working on that. That'll be a lot of fun. You guys take care, and thank you. And if you're local, stop by the house today. I'll be here. Take care, everybody. I really, really appreciate all of you.